good, YouTube? I'm back again with another video. It's your boy OG, Mr. Goggles, Mr. Hoopla. You know what I'm saying? But today I just want to make a quick video. You know what I'm saying? About the transition period and just a few things that I've learned and during this journey with God. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna get right into it. It's just a few things. They all kind of tie into each other, but I still, obviously separated them. But number one is God will move you into isolation. So basically meaning where you at, he gonna take you and put you on an island real quick. Put you on an island, bro, and you just it's gonna be like a little weird, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not really gonna fully understand like why or what's going on at that moment in time. But that ties into number two, which is there will be confusion. And it's not in a sense that God is like throwing confusion on you, but you're not gonna know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna know. You're gonna feel like you don't know what to do. You know. And it's that was kind of like, and that's still going on with me. Like all this stuff I'm learning, that's up here, is what I've been going through for a minute now. So I still feel like I'm in my transition period. You know what I'm saying? But why do I don't know why I keep saying, you know what I'm saying? Like obviously. But number three, God teaches patience and faith, which was probably one of the harder things for me to do because I be impatient like a mug. You know what I'm saying? Just like most of us are. I'm taking my socks off, so don't mind me. But like I be wanting stuff like right then and like now, and that's and it's weird because that's how society is these days. Like we want everything. We just want to consume instead of waiting for stuff. And then having faith, especially in God, and like because sometimes it's gonna feel like you don't know where to go, what to do. You know what I'm saying? And you might ask God, or you might pray, and you might feel like he don't hear you, because it almost feels like he's silent. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I've been going through myself. But he hear you. Don't get it twisted. He hear you. He might not answer you right then, but he hear you. But you got to read his word to learn how God works and understand his characteristics and what he does. Number four, he wants to prune and remove. So basically, for my gardeners out there, pruning is basically just cutting off the excess on plants. The extra stuff that grows on top, so you can make it look nice and clean. You know what I'm saying? But gotta come in and prune and remove all the dead stuff that he don't want there. You know what I'm saying? And I could definitely say he's been working on me a lot in that aspect, because it's a lot of internal stuff I feel like he's been pulling out of me that I haven't really noticed or really just ignored for a very long time. Like a lot of traumas, just stuff from past experiences, and just life in general. Like he wants to remove all that, the negative stuff, all the negative habits that we have. He wants to remove, and replace those things with fruits of the spirit. Number five kind of ties in with number four, and I just put roots. And I'll give the example of why I put that up there. Not too long ago, I was doing a landscaping job, and the people had just moved in, so they wanted to get their crib all decent. Your boy had to go in there and tidy it up. But so they had this tree. It's like a very small tree. I don't know. It was like a red joint. But whoever lived there before had planted some type, not poison ivy, but it was some different type of ivy under that tree. And it grew throughout the entire garden bed, and the lady who moved, or the lady who moved in didn't like it. So I had to go in, and before I could put mulch and stuff down, I had to get that stuff out. So I'm going in, and I'm pulling, I'm pulling this stuff out, and I'm like, dang, it's like it's almost never ending. But this is just surface stuff. This is just stuff on the top. And then something, for whatever reason, something hit me like, this is how God sees us, and that's just it's how this is how it came to me. Um, if you think about it, we're a garden bed. There's stuff that, and we're soil, so stuff can be put into us, and it grows. It'll grow a lot, and a lot, and a lot. You know what I'm saying? And there's beautiful stuff, and there's bad and ugly stuff that's that's in the garden bed. So the surface stuff is what we see, or what other people see, and what we put out into the world. And that's that top stuff that he's trying to pull out of us. But then, as I start getting that top stuff out, it's just more like, then now I'm having to start to dig in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like heavy, and I'm digging, and I just keep pulling stuff out that I didn't even like. It didn't even look like it was there. Like, to be honest, bro. So I'm just pulling, just and I took that like as an analogy, like that's that internal stuff that needs to get taken out, you know. But it was a two-way for this one for me. Is the stuff that's under the surface, there's the ugly, and there's that beautiful stuff that he wants to pull out of all of us. And I just sat there for a minute, and I was like, dang, like it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like there's bad roots that need to come out, and then there's roots that need to be taken out, so it can be shown to the world. You know what I'm saying? Or just, for the betterment of ourselves, so we can truly live the lives that we have been called to live by God, But yeah, it was a little decent experience, It was just a little quick video, man. Wasn't nothing crazy. Transition period. And to speak on the transition period, I think it's different for everybody. Some people it could be a couple months. Some people it could be a year, a couple years. You never know, because everything is in God's timing. You know what I'm saying? But I think the transition period is probably the best thing for all of us, because especially those that God calls to, because it puts us in a place where he wants us to be. And it might not, it's not always going to be what you want. And I'm starting to realize that a lot. Like, a lot of the stuff that I want to do, or have thought about doing, or even like sort of started sometimes, as like, it got cut off real quick. And I realized that maybe that those things weren't aligned with the path that I'm supposed to be on, But just reviewing real quick, again, moves you into isolation, so you can be on that island, which is it's a good thing, because you take that time in isolation to truly seek God and find out who he is and what plans he has for you, which is a good time. Like, you need, and I need to get better at this too, I'm gonna admit, is, praying more consistently, and reading the word more than I do, Number two, you will be confused sometimes, especially, like, I think during our 20s. That's really the confusion period, because a lot of times we think that we supposed to be somewhere because we see all this stuff on social media and on the news. Everybody showing their lives, they all happy, and then you wondering, looking at you like, why am I not there? Everybody's life ain't meant to be the same, and a lot, it's just not. It's not, and we put out all these happy moments, and people are not showing the bad parts most of the time because they don't want others to see that part. But number 3 teaches patience and faith. It's one of the hardest things as when you in this transition period and being in isolation, because we don't like to, for whatever reason, we just don't like to wait for stuff, especially when it comes to God. Like we think, and I've done this too. We've all done it. We think God is just supposed to pop up like when we tell him or ask him to, and no, 100%, no, bro, not at all. He hear you. I'm telling you, he hear you. It's gonna be when he want to come, or when he knows he's supposed to come. It ain't gonna be like right then and there. Most of the time, it's and it could be. I'm not saying it can't be, but most of the time, it's gonna be when you need him to, not when you want him to, and that's the difference. Need and wants. Number 4 again ties into number 5 with the roots. Wants to prune and remove. He wants to remove the bad habits, those bad characteristics within you, those bad people from around you, which is another big thing, because if you've ever heard it, if you have 4 friends doing something, you're going to become the 5th one, whether it's good or bad. So, but those bad people, the bad energies that people carry around, just the negativeness from all that, bro, he has to remove that to put you in a place and around other godly people so you can do what you've been called to do. And then again, number 5, he's got to pull all that stuff out. And sometimes sometimes it might hurt, because you might go through something. He might put you in a situation to where you like, what is going on right now? Not knowing that situation is what's gonna pull that good stuff out of you that he needs to come out of you, so you can show the world. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's Mr. Goggles, Mr. OG, Mr. Hoopla. Just a quick video, and I hope y'all have a blessed day.